Hi everyone, this is Tisch Aitken, and it's December 23rd, 2019. It's the end of the month, it's the end of and it's the end of a decade. And we're in very critical times astrologically. So we just had the winter solstice on December 21st, and that's when the sun enters the sign of Capricorn and initiates the winter season. And this is going to be a heavy time because we're also in eclipse season. And during eclipses, that's a time of revelations. It's a time of major beginnings and endings. It's a pressured time of a lot of action and activity in and of itself. But this time, I think, is going to be much more momentous because so this eclipse itself is going to fall on December 26, 2019 at 12:13 a.m. and it falls at 4 degrees and 6 minutes of Capricorn. And it's going to be conjunct Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance and expansion. And Jupiter is in Capricorn. It entered Capricorn actually on December 2nd, and it will be there until December 19th of 2020. And it's in its fall in Capricorn. It's not in the best placement, but it's expanding through being accountable. It's expanding through strategizing and working hard, all the Capricorn themes. Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. It's very much about accountability. It's about ambition, and it's about karma. So we've got, and so it's going to be conjunct Jupiter. It's also conjunct the south node of karma. And the south node is what we're meant to release. So although solar eclipses often are a time, really it's like a new moon, it's a really powerful new moon. It's conjunct the south node. That is a release and an ending in it. So there are heavy endings and transitions going on right now. We're already feeling that energy. And Saturn and Pluto are also in Capricorn, and they're about to meet up. They're only 2 degrees away from one another. They're getting very close, and they're going to meet up on January 12th, 2020 at 22 degrees of Capricorn, and that's at the world axis. So that's really potent. And what that means is the last time the two met up together was on November 9th of 1982, and they met up at that time at 27 degrees of Libra. So we're finishing up that story, and we're initiating a new one around ambition, hard work, and integrity. And it's a time of astrological renovation, and again showing a lot of things that we're finishing up a lot of stories with the Saturn-Pluto marriage in the sky, and we're starting new things. We're launching things. We've got the only planet that's retrograde at the moment is Uranus, and Uranus is going to station direct on January 10th, on the day of the lunar eclipse that's coming up in January, so 2 days before the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So with planets, with basically no planets retrograde, and pretty soon into January, Uranus is also going direct. It's full steam ahead. So you really want to figure out in 2020, what are your goals? What are your ambitions? What do you want to launch? But also, again, this is a time of taking accountability and taking accounting of what's going on in your life. If some things that you've been working on are no longer working for you, if they're no longer building or growing, it's time to let things go. If there are areas of your life that that you've been neglecting, that they need work, that you need to acknowledge or need to let go of, it's going to really come up and persist in your life, and you're going to have to take action with that, and that's going to become apparent, and we're going to see a lot of heavy endings and a lot of major beginnings. And I think that it's going to be a difficult that. You've got the sign of karma, you've got Saturn and Pluto meeting up, bringing this up to a very deep level. But it's also about initiating what you want. And in Capricorn, it is, the sign of karma, as I mentioned. So if you're working from a place of integrity, if you're working really hard on your goals, it's going to be a great time to launch things. And I would plan this next few weeks to launch, things that you want to develop in 2020. And I think that it's going to be a very big time. There's no question. And, we've got a solar eclipse coming up on January 10th, as I mentioned before, and I will talk more about that. But, I didn't sleep much last night, but I knew that I have to talk about all that's going on right now because we are in such a pivotal time. And this next few weeks, we're going to see a lot of information coming out. We're going to hear a lot more of people making major changes and transitions in their lives. And some of them will be difficult and some of them will be positive new beginnings. I also feel there's going to be a lot of change around family and home and real estate too, because that Saturn and Pluto are meeting up in the fourth house of home and family in the solar eclipse chart. And the South Node is conjunct the angle of home and family. And I think it's also about major moves. And so we're in big times. I wish you happy holidays. And I think that, get clear, get very focused on what you want to catalyze in 2020. These are big times and a lot more to come, and hopefully more sleep in the next update. So thank you very much and take care.